Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video and another vlog. To be honest, I don't really have a plan for this video. But I will be honest, I woke up this morning and I just didn't want to make a video. I felt fatigued, I was tired, and I just didn't have any motivation to really do anything, especially speak to a camera. And for the past few Fridays, I've been feeling this way. I've just woken up, just not really wanting to do anything. And I'm beginning to think that possibly I'm training too much or I'm expecting too much of myself. And I'm kind of in the mindset of experimenting with the less is more approach. So since the gyms have reopened and I've had the home gym, I've been training around 5 times a week. So 2 lower body days, 2 upper body days, and then some conditioning sessions and just some extra little bits. And to be honest, it has worked in the past. It's a completely normal training split for most people, but I'm beginning to think that possibly my body just doesn't want more, it wants less in order to see improvements and for me to succeed in the progress I want to make with it in terms of strength. So today I want to hit a good deadlift. My goal is to reach 100 kilos in my deadlift. I want to increase my squat strength, my bench strength, and because the deadlift is towards the end of the week, I'm lacking on that progress. So there's a lot to be changed within my training split, but that's just kind of the whole idea of experimenting and trying to figure out what works for you and what doesn't. It's also definitely worth mentioning as well that my outlook on training has significantly changed over the past few months. Being in fitness and always being in sport and fitness my entire life, I've always wanted to improve for myself. So I've always wanted to be stronger, I've always wanted to be fitter, improve my running times and stuff like that. However, going into the fitness industry as a coach, I definitely get more enjoyment doing that kind of stuff and helping other people rather than helping myself. And that's not to say that I don't have goals or anything like that, or I'm not training. My progress just isn't as important as other people's right now, and I'm just enjoying writing training programs for other people and trying to build my business and stuff like that. So at the minute, I'm just kind of just enjoying it, getting things done, maybe training less now, and yeah, just I'm not as much as a focus as other people. Anyway, because training hasn't changed this week in terms of the less is more approach, that's more going into the next few weeks. Today I do have a deadlift session, so it's more of a strength session. Last week I tried to hit my 1 rep max of 90 kilos. Didn't really go to plan. Again, I think possibly because of the whole fatigued thing and not really feeling ready for it. I think that could possibly be why, but yeah, deadlifts today and then some accessory movements to try and improve the strength in my traps, because if you've seen previous videos, you'll know that when I was running and stuff, I had a few problems with my collarbone and cramp around there. So I've kind of Googled it and I've come to the conclusion that it's this injury, which I can't think of the name of. I'll put it here, but basically it seems to flare up if I wear a backpack or if I'm at a desk all day. And last week I was at a desk like all weekend, so I'm going to try and improve the strength in that area. But yeah, first the priority of today is deadlifts. They actually felt pretty good. I'm just going to build my way up to around 80 kilos and kind of see how I'm feeling when I get there. And if I'm feeling good, I might attempt 90. If I'm just a bit like, a bit fatigued, then I'll probably just stick at 80 for a few reps and then do a back off set. Oh dear. Spider on the oh. That's the worst thing about this cellar. There's a few things wrong with it. The fact that it's on like a slant means I have to put these wooden blocks down so that the barbell doesn't roll off. And then also those horrible Seller daddy long leg kind of spiders just appear out of nowhere. And they are, I think they're the worst kind of spider. Right. They felt good. I think as well, on the topic of talking about like the fitness industry and the less is more approach and stuff like that, I think there's kind of like a negative thing surrounding fitness, and the fact that in order to feel like you've done a good workout, you have to have severe DOMs the next day. You have to be leaving the gym sweating. You'd have to have burnt a certain amount of calories, and we've all been there. I've definitely been there. I still look at my watch and think, oh God, like that was a tough session. Why have we only burnt like half the calories I would usually burn? And that isn't an indicator of how well you're training. A good indicator of how you're training is the progress. So if you're seeing progress week by week, then, or like during test week and stuff, that's what you should go off, not numbers or sweating and stuff like that. And I think that's easily forgotten, and I'm pretty sure that we've all felt that way or kind of gone off those things in order to determine how good that certain session was. All right, yeah. That felt really heavy. That felt a lot heavier than the previous weeks. I'm a little bit disappointed with that. I didn't have any collars on, so I'm going to try another one with these on and see if that makes a bit of a difference. Nope. We're leaving it there, we're not doing any heavier than 80. To be honest, looking back at the lift, and it was the same last week, when I lift 80 kilos, it's pretty smooth and it doesn't feel it when I'm actually doing the lift. But looking back, it actually wasn't actually that bad. And part of me now feels like I could probably attempt the 90 kilos, but then the sensible coach side of me is like, don't do it. Definitely don't do it. I also think I might have mentioned in a previous video that I've had a bit of a twinge in my back. I felt that then. So I think the sensible decision is to just get this 90 kilos, like just get it out of my head, and maybe in a few weeks try it again, try and get consistent with 80, maybe build it up with fractional plates when I go into a gym. But yeah, it's just not worth putting my body through it, especially if there's a little bit of a twinge in my back, because the last thing we want is an injury just out of sheer stupidity. Just went to attempt the back off set of 8 to 10 reps. I can feel this niggle in my back, so that's it for deadlifting. So what I'm doing here is shrugs supersetted with upright row because of my trap problem. It kind of feels like I have quite a few little niggles at the minute, so I definitely think that the whole less is more approach and kind of taking a step back and looking at why these problems are occurring is probably the best thing for me to do right now. I'm currently just editing this part of the video and I don't know where the sound has gone, but it's gone. Basically what I think I was saying here was I had to cut the session short. It was only 30 minutes because I was just having too many aches and pains and niggles in my back. The shoulder exercises, the trap exercises I was doing were flaring up my collarbone, and it just wasn't right to continue with the session. So that's kind of what I was trying to say at this point. To be honest, I think one of the most important skills that you can have as as a person who's into fitness and training is having the ability to know when to stop and when to listen to your body, because the amount of injuries that I've just ignored and have got worse, we all do it. And I think something that I have learned recently is just, if you've got a bit of a twinge, or if you're feeling fatigued, or if something isn't quite feeling right, just call it quits. There's nothing wrong with, I don't really necessarily agree with quitting, but if it's to do with an injury or just a bit of like a flare up or a twinge, perhaps quitting is probably the best option. But you know, sometimes training goes to plan, sometimes it doesn't, and it just is what it is. It's not the end of the world. We're not professional athletes or anything like that. We're pretty much doing it to get our body moving and just to feel good. So if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. I would really, really appreciate it. If you're new, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.